Valigamanda, and they maintain his prison within their temple. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Uklamar told us about the Tural Vidral, creatures that live for far longer than normal and awaken to strange powers. Indeed, yet even among these anomalies, Valigarmanda is unrivaled in strength. It has endured for centuries, bringing catastrophe each time it has emerged from its lair. What's this? As you learned in the Lay of Ice, it was Gulol Jaja who at last managed to imprison the beast, and it has lain dormant in the temple ever since. It is said the building still bears a gaping hole on its ceiling from when Valigarmanda was lured inside by Gulol Jaja's final ploy. I'd like to see the strongest of all Tural Vidral. I wonder what it was like to fight it. Warlord's Echo was where both the Lay of Proof and the Lay of Ice took place. Does this not suggest we'll be facing 2 feats this time? That's a question we can ask the electors once we find them. Or maybe we should flush out Bakul Jaja first. We can beat my Keystone out of him. And then find a Dawn Servant Selector should be our priority. Let's find that thieving cheat. Damn right, now where to start looking? Perhaps the feats should take precedence while we're here. I'm sure there will be other opportunities to confront Bakul Jaja. I suppose we still have 4 keystones to earn, and no matter what we do, the contest will pit us against him sooner or later. Alright, let's seek out the Elector. Then I suggest we pay a visit to Carosier de Gracious, or so their temple is called. The Moblins told me that High Luminary Gurfurlur is to be found there. If you are to ask someone for information, then he seems a wise choice. Now it's been lingering. There's been days I have felt really bad, and the days that I felt I got better, but I'm not definitely sick. Hopefully it will go away completely. Yeah, I hope so too. Probably just get some rest. Eat some warm noodles. What voice am I supposed to give these guys? Merchants visit us from time to time. We offer them rarities only found here, while they offer us curiosities of their own in return. Ah, now I must begin my count again. I would ask that you do not disturb me. I must see to preparing a delicious meal for everyone. Nothing boys the spirit like a scrumptious repast. Those are some big corns. Like Like 2 of those is my midriff. I'm corny. I'm corny. I thought these guys were gonna be a bit bigger though. Like, I mean, they're big, but they're not big. You know what I mean? I guess they're pretty big. I guess that's pretty big. I am one well versed in matters of the spiritual and inconceivable, yet even I am unable to foresee the outcome of the right of succession. I can only pray for continued peace in this land. It's not how big you are, it's how you use it. I gotta agree with Dwalius on this one. I think Dualius has the right of this one. Good evening and welcome to Vorlar's Echo, home of the Huk. I can scarcely remember the last time this village received visitors other than the occasional Pelu merchant. What do you do here? Me? Well, most days I make sure everyone in the village gets enough to eat. I have also been charged with welcoming outsiders, as there are scant few among us confident in their command of the common tongue. I do not think myself especially eloquent compared to my neighbors here, but please do forgive us if we mispronounce a word or two. Vorlar's Echo, where the clattering of stone upon stone gave rise to a great mountain. It is where Huk began, and it is where we will one day end. Isolated as we are from the rest of Tural, ours is a homogeneous community. We seek only to live in peace with our ancestors and maintain the ancient stonework they entrusted to us. I was walking away, but I heard you agreeing with me, so I came back. Good. Good. Now stay, or else. Threatens. I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away. I'm walking on sunshine. Woo! I see you are curious about our traditional carvings. Please keep your distance while I work. I wouldn't want you to be struck by an errant ship. It is paramount that we keep vigil at all times, as many an nerving creature roams these lands. If you intend to leave the safety of these walls, you would be wise to act with care. Walls? You guys don't even have walls. Well, you have some, I guess. Ah, hello there. In case you were wondering, I am preparing medicine. It so happens that I am rather gifted with the delicate and precise process of alchemy. Should you ever be in need of succor, pray come and find me. Why do Craig David and Lloyd Banks look the same? Craig David. Lloyd Banks. I don't think they do, Jace. I think they look very distinctly different. Let me find a picture where they're looking the same direction. I feel like they look very different. It could just be the pictures, though. Maybe it's all of these pictures that look a little bit similar. I don't know who either of these people are, to be fair. We live in the house of stone, spacious and sturdy enough for even a group of us to reside in. Yet I fear the doors may be rather too heavy to open for anyone beside us. Oh yeah? Okay. So the right of succession is upon us. I wonder which of the claimants will be our next dawn servant. We were discussing the claimants in the right of succession, though they may be smaller in stature than we. Each of them are impressive in their own right. This guy is Diesel Revolver. Damn, this is Diesel Revolver, guys. Really? I can't jump up here? We already spoke with these guys, I think, right? Yeah, we did. Who are you? What business have you at Kariorasar the Gracious? Before you lies Kariosar the Gracious, see to it that you comport yourself with dignity. I'm gonna have a drink before we do this. Is it taboo to request entrance to the temple, do you think? We'll need permission to enter the temple, but I expect it won't be a problem for the third promise. While this is certainly an impressive building, it doesn't seem the sort of structure one would build to hold a Tural Vidral. The temple guards have been watching us most intently. One does not stroll freely in Valagarmada's prison, it seems. Alright, I'll be back in like 2 minutes. This revolver should be a sidekick named Gasoline Magazine. Very true. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Oh. You guys watch my favorite clip meanwhile. There it is.
I'm getting like a million impulses. What the fuck is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Video game, stop! Why does it keep doing this? I think it's stuck somewhere. I need to stop this from happening. But how? Oh god. Oh no! Kurva.
Luke, I'm your daddy.
Normandy is an Alliance warship. I intend to see she's up to snuff.
Normandy is an Alliance warship, but she's on loan to the Citadel. That means she's not in your chain of command.
I believe there's something wrong with my ears. Did you just contradict me?
Damn right I did. Oh my god.
This ship is Council property right now. So respectfully, please clear the gangway.
Hell yeah, brother.
Have it your way, Commander. But expect me to file a report.
I don't give a fuck about you filing anything. Go file it up your ass. Holy shit, that was badass.
Thank you for watching. You've grown so much, Sumire. I'm sure this is no surprise to you, but the path to international success will be harsh and relentless. Are you ready?
Hello, room. Oh, I mean, listen. You know as well as I do. Whoa, there's people here. Everyone's alive. We're fine. They're not even dead.
What the fuck is that in my chat? You sick freak. Glad no one fell for your ploy. Psychopath. You sick, demented psychopath. You are insane. Let's see if I can convince the guards to let us through. I am Vuklamat, third promise of Tuliolal, and I seek your elector for the right of succession. May I speak with Gurfurlur?
The High Luminary has granted admittance to the claimants. You may enter.
Ha! That was easier than expected. In we go then. Voice? Question mark? This does look like it would be voice, but... well, yeah. Right? How is this not voiced? What are they doing in this expansion? It feels like very little stuff that was usually voiced is voiced. Gods, is that? Aye, Valigarmanda. That's gonna be a trial. Or maybe a raid. Or maybe a dungeon.
Welcome.
High Luminary Gurfurlur?
He is not here at present. I am Luminary Surmurvur.
This is the Sky Ruin, Valigarmanda.
It is the Tural Vidral whose name has evoked terror since the time immemorial. Even my people, once conquerors of all beneath the sun, were as brittle leaves before Valigarmanda's tempestuous powers. When the Sky Rune descended upon Urapacha 8 decades ago, the casualties were staggering. Had Guloljaja and his companions not intervened, we would have been slaughtered to the last. Their titanic battle with Valigarmanda raged for 10 days and 10 nights. As their foe fought on, tireless and relentless, our heroes were pushed beyond the limits of their endurance. Thus did the head of reason concoct a desperate plan. Guloljaja tricked the Sky Rune into losing control of its own ice magics, causing the unwitting Tur Vidral to encase itself in frozen ether.
And it's been like this ever since. Nice work, Papa. But what happens if the ice ever melts?
That same question looms large in our minds, for the magic sustaining this prison grow weaker with each passing year. Valigarmanda commands power of fire and lightning and ice. Some believe that the violence of the recent storms was the result of those energies slipping free.
That the raging tempest from Valigarmanda?
Setting future worries aside, you are come to attempt the feat of proof, yes? The High Luminary, chosen Elector of the Dawn Servant, has left me with instructions for all aspiring claimants. You are to scour our forbidding mountain and find the waiting Gurfurlur that is to be your challenge.
Ah, so the search itself is the feat. You've already spoken with my brothers, I take it?
I have. Their expeditions are underway.
Then we'd better pick up the pace. Aye, but we need a direction to search in first. Let's see what hints we can gather from the villagers. Note. As large as the Yokhu are, seeking blindly for one in the expanse of these mountains would be an exercise in futility. You need more information. Well, Alfino, here's the thing though, bro. The way this world works is that there's just a bunch of like kind of linear paths. We can just kind of like it would take me 10 minutes maximum to just walk through all of it. Like I could find this guy in 10 minutes guaranteed. We don't even have to ask anyone. Also, this is a cutie patootie right here. Tural Vidrals sound an awful lot like the auspices from the Far East. Are they the same thing under a different name, do you think? I sense the recent expulsion of a great deal of ether from Valigarmanda's prison. The ice will hold, but for a few years more, I fear. Unless Bakul Jaja releases it. I've encountered many extraordinary creatures in Eorzea and elsewhere. But long has it been since I felt such an overwhelming presence, like 1,000 dagger points pricking my skin. Gods, Valgarmanda is enormous. I know Papa had friends with him, but it's incredible he could hold his own against that thing. Should his prison ever fail, though, we can't expect the old guard to come running. It'll be up to us to save the day. Boop. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, do we have, oh, we don't have the thing. Oh, it just stopped. Is she online? Nope. I'll just use the heat of battle thing. I don't know what else people want here. Oh, let me see if there's anything new to say. If you want to pass this feat, it looks like we've got more climbing ahead of us. As we've just been informed, the feat of proof requires us to seek the high luminary Gurfurlur somewhere upon these mountains. However, if earlier feats are an indication, we must assume the challenge precludes the Hugh from answering our questions in a straightforward manner. Thus, I would ask that you pay close attention while attempting to divine Gurfurlur's whereabouts. Though the giants may give us a precise location, there may be clues hidden within their words. Such is my theory, anyway. Let's see what we can discover.
The High Luminary. No, I have not seen him today. Now let me ask you a question. That Spral who came out of the temple earlier, was that really the third promise? She seems rather unimposing. How is she meant to succeed the mighty Gulul Jaja? Tuliolan, no, you are farther from that, farther away than that, I think. As for the High Luminary, I can only guess where he might be. He is a warder of the Sky Rune, but also keeper of the sepulchres, and his duties often take him outside the village. Asking after the High Luminary as well, are you? I know not where to find him, but I do hope you have the opportunity to speak together. He is a great man, with a deep reverence for our traditions. These clips we carve for one, he affords them as much value as any treasure we possess. They are records of lives lived, your arrival too. I will etch into the stone that the story of our meeting may endure for untold turnings of the sun. If you're curious about our ways, then I bid you visit Proof. To the northwest of here, it is one of our grave sites.
The graveyard. They're at the graveyard, everyone. Alfinod? When you're finished asking around, we can meet back where we started. I gotta go find the other companions now too then. Where are they at? Alf Nussi? Aaron Villy? They grow corn here too. It's a common crop wherever you go, including up north in South Tural. I mean, yeah, but these are not normal corns though, my dude. Like, these are giga corns. For giga people. The wall is covered in Hokkyu writing. I wonder what it says. The Hokkyu are bigger than I imagined. Side by side, they make even a Hanu look small. I haven't seen Krilly anywhere. Where, if I was a Krilly, where would I be? It's quite lucky that the Giga people managed to grow size-appropriate Giga corn while they're, you know... There's the reason they're Giga people. That's because they're Gigas. First thing first, was anyone able to coax forth a definite location for the High Luminary? First thing first, I'ma say all the words inside. As expected, what then of clues or other hints that might point us in the right direction? I heard that in addition to his usual duties, Gerfurler is also charged with keeping the graves. As did I, the Hokkyu sepulchres appear to hold a special significance in their culture. But would it be appropriate for us outsiders to enter into the burial grounds? Proof, you say, and he encouraged you to visit this place yourself. Then let's go and take a look. Even if we don't find Gurfurlur there, it will give us a chance to learn more about the Hokkyu. The gravesite is somewhere northwest of here. Well, we can leave from that side of the village for a start, shall we? Maybe because they're giants, they have like giant seeds that they harvest from giant trees. Oh, look at that. Oh, is that their burial ground? No, probably not. Maybe they have giant beaks and giant knees. What about giant legs and arms, though? The others have gone on ahead to Proof. Follow the trail west. There are sharp drops everywhere, so we're all moving at our own pace. Some of us are not built for craggy terrain. I thought to get my bearings from up here first, so I don't stumble off a cliff. Why don't you try catching up with Erinville? He should be able to point you in the right direction. I wish I could pick up Kryl and just carry her on my back. Or like on my shoulders. And say, she's just a little baby boy. She doesn't know any better. That is good food for thought though. Like, how would, unless you have giant crops, how would giants realistically survive in our world, right? It's not quite mountain climbing, but these steep slopes are exhausting enough. I feel like you, I feel like in a world where giants exist, you probably would have to have like giant crops too, right? Which came first, the giant people or the giant crops? Well, I think one sets a precedent for the other, which is an interesting food for thought I hadn't considered before. Oh, let me go see if I can do this fate. Hearing the anguish cries of his brethren, Vulshad the Valiant has stepped up for to avenge them. Prove your mettle and bring this lauded warrior. Huh. Why are his brethren upset? Is this fate maybe giving us a little bit of insight into the future? I guess a closer to a real example is how elephants really strip mine forests for wood. Yeah, but elephants would be a good example of what we're talking about, right? Because elephants eat things that become pretty large, right? They eat things from like trees. Or like let's say a giant had our diet, right? They had they couldn't eat a tree like an elephant could. At that point, you would have to imagine that there would be something that establishes that dude, that looks so good. I love this mountain so much. Too bad I already did a Pathfinder campaign about a giant mountain. These had the look of homes rather than graves, but it would seem long years have passed since anyone resided here. I guess a giant would eat a cow the same way we eat hot dogs. Yeah, but that's what I mean, right? Like large animals is a good example of like what you could say, like, okay, well, this is like an equivalent to some extent, right? But you'd almost need like a giant cow as well to feed a bunch of giants, right? Because there's a limit to like how much, and then you need giant things to feed the giant cow too, right? Just example-wise, like let's say we exist, humans exist, right? But let's say humans exist, we're the same as we are right now, but none of the things like cows don't exist. We don't have cows. We don't have the same size corn that we have. Everything else is just the smaller things. We have grass. We have like berries, right? Like and like we don't have cows, but we have like squirrels. Like cows are squirrel-sized. Like imagine how that would work, right? It just wouldn't. Well, it might, but it would be a very different world. Whatever's happening in distance there is what these people. This is why Godzilla lives off nuclear energy. Yeah, I mean... Hey, why are they fighting this thing? Take a look at this crater. There is no wood, no trees, not even dried grass, yet the ground still burns. This must be one of the scars left by Valgamarda's rampage, as told by the saga. The sky ruins fires are described as eternal, flames that can be quenched by neither storm nor time. and here I thought it a literary embellishment. Ah, but now I've lost sight of Uclamat. Roof is northwest along the main road, so hopefully she's still heading the right way. I want to check this place out. You could farm enough to keep the giants alive, assuming humanity stays in charge. Yeah, of course, of course. It's not that the food we have wouldn't work for giants. It's more that, like, it doesn't feel very sustainable, right? Just like we could survive on berries and squirrels, right? Like we couldn't feed a population of 6 billion or whatever on berries and squirrels. What I to do, but whatever. I have to kill one more? Okay, sure, I'll do it. I guess fruits and berries are bigger when dinosaurs walk the earth. Well, but dinosaurs ate a lot of like the biggest dinosaurs ate. They kind of follow the same trend, though, right? First of all, trees were 100% bigger in the past, right? If you see some ancient forests, those things can be huge. Like when we weren't like cutting down trees 24/7. Trees got big. When trees have had like millions and millions of years to grow large, they become big boys. So then you can imagine that, you know, the biggest dinosaurs were either ate the other big dinosaurs or they ate these giant trees, right? Which makes sense. Now we have the same concept preserved, right? Yeah, this is just a giant home, I guess, that they abandoned for some reason. That was Orange Timber, yeah. Yeah, because when you see some of these, like, when you see a picture of these like trees that no one chopped down for like thousands of years, they are insanely big. Like you could live inside those. Is it like a redwood trees or something? Yeah, like these dudes. Just absolutely like, just absolutely massive trees. Now, so if you imagine like the biggest, like when you imagine how big the dinosaurs were, and you imagine these trees, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. Imagine how cool it would be to be a treehouse one. I can tell you how cool that is because I've actually done that in Ark. There you go. I've done that in the video game Ark, so. Did you know there are only 3 species of redwood trees? 2 are native to California, and 1, the Dawn redwood, is native to China. There you go. There you go, guys. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV has free trial all the way up to award-winning 7th Sword? Nice bit bait, streamer. How would you give me some little biddies over there, huh? You wanna use some little biddies, huh? You wanna open up your mouth and give a little biddies, huh? You know what they say, a bit a day keeps the doctor away. Did you guys know that you can gigantify emotes by using bits? Isn't that crazy that you guys could do that right now? And if you did that, there would be nothing I could do to stop you guys from doing that. So spooky. Keep the doctor away from me. Oh, that's one bit. Thank you for the one bit, dude. All right. thank you for the one bit, my guy. All right, dude. Yeah, much appreciated on that one bit, dude. You said a bit a day. Well, I meant 1,000 bits a day, though. I did mean 1,000. I was about to explore, but I don't actually want to see the areas if we go there for the story. I want to see them when we get there with the story. Oh. I did see a sightseeing thing up here. Shades of Grief. These ruins brood silently at the cliff's edge. Once a Hokhu village, it was abandoned as the giant's population dwindled. The crumbling stone houses inhabited now only by the shadows of the past sadness. Locals speak of a road which long ago stretched from the settlement down into Shabequiek, but little trace of such a path remains. So that a road that went down here before. Gotcha. Wait, I'm running this way. Look, guys, we were down there before. They've done a good job to make this landscape actually look like it would in like mountains. I don't know if they've ever done this before. Like everything looks so like it looks so sloped. All of it look like this looks like it would look like in real life, basically. I feel like I haven't seen before in Final Fantasy. I like Hellblade 2, you mean? Hellblade 2 did a good job with that too, sure. I still can't believe how generic Hellblade 2 was. It's still stuck in my brain box. Ah, you have come. Ha! Vuklamat wins again. Looks like everyone is here now, so... Greetings, friend. Are you Gurfurlur?
No, I am not. The High Luminary did, however, task me with providing a lesson on the poachers to those who came in search of him.
Oh, so we're meant to find a way here after all. Are you telling us who is buried here?
No one is buried here in the sense you mean. When a body has served its purpose, we consign it to the flames, then scatter its ashes across the peaks. Moreover, we do not conceive of death as others do. For us, a person does not die when their heart ceases to beat, but only when they are no longer born in the hearts of all who know them. This is why we build our sepulchres before age or mishap claim us, that we might etch ourselves into the living chronicle for all eternity. This grave belonged to a good friend. His mortal vessel ended its journey some years ago, but he lives within me, even now. Up there stands my own sepulchre. As long as it exists, so too will I. I will endure in the hearts of those who read my grave glyphs, in the same manner my friend does in mine.
Has it always been thus for your people? This conception of existence and death?
Continue along this path to the indelible passage. Behold the history upon its walls, and you may find the answer to your questions.
Then that's what we'll do. Your traditions are fascinating and I'd love to know more.
4 score! I thank you for allowing me to share them, for in doing so will I remain in your heart also.
Hula Epine? Epine? What the hell? Epine? Ah, look at those giant claw marks in the mountain. Kinda sick. Oh, that looks nice.
This is the indelible passage. It is our duty to safeguard the murals left behind by our ancestors, and we take many measures to ensure the beasts of the wild cannot draw near them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Ancestor murals. This was bad news in Shadowbringers. Look at these splendid murals. They appear to depict the 4 different scenes. To not only be remembered, but to live on inside the hearts of others. If it is possible, then Grandfather surely lives on inside me. It's a comforting thought. I get a feeling they were expecting us. I've never spoken with a Hach before, and had no idea they held such a philosophy on life and death.
I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you.
Hello, a fellow we met at Proof suggested that we come here.
Yes, the High Luminary commanded that I watched for your arrival. As the chroniclers of our people, it has ever been my family's duty to pass on the teachings of the murals from generation to generation. The last time you saw these, Emmett Selk was with you, and thus we have brought him forth again so he may explain what is happening.
They really are magnificent, and together they tell this tale of your people's history?
They are the events which shaped us. I would share them with you ere you continue on your way.
Please, we would love to hear about it.
Then I will begin. The first mural depicts a time more than 1100 years ago, an age of great prosperity for the Hu.
I just gotta figure out what this has to do with the Asians.
Blessed with size and strength unmatched by other people, our ancestors marched forth and brought much of Yuk-Tural under their domain. Then, when all before them had been conquered, they turned their gaze northward, seeking to expand their territory and power. Here we see the expedition to Yak-Sak-Tural. Unable to cross the strait by ship, our forefathers set to building a bridge to the northern lands, a grand labor which consumed the greater part of a century. Surgur the Boundless, we still make use of that bridge in Tuliolal for travel. I can't imagine the patience and dedication it took to complete a work of that scale.
But I've never heard of any Yukyu living in Saktural. What happened to the ones that went north?
Look up this next mural and behold the answer. The scene suggests that many giants perished all at once. What manner of enemy could have repelled their invasion? A foe unnamed and unseen. When the expedition pushed forth into Saktural, those 1,000 years ago, its soldiers were felled by disease.
Some terrible illness?
No virulent plague or newly arisen blight. For the local Tunawatwa and Shetona, it was but a mild affliction of the sort that comes with the turning of the season. What manifested for them as slight fevers and coughs, however, were deadly to our people. Out of every 10 Hyokyu who joined the northern campaign, 9 succumbed to the infection. Those who survived continued to suffer, finding it difficult to sire offspring.
I've heard of this before. Lacking an inherited resistant, visitors to distant lands can fall deadly ill to diseases a local might shrug off. And these events might also have given rise to the practice of cremation, rather than burial of mortal remains.
This final mural depicts the return of our grieving brethren to Urupacha. The reason they first left, why they had fought so long and pushed so far, was to ensure peace for our homeland. This undertaking began in ancient times, when our forebears learned they shared the continent with people unlike to us, in appearance or custom. They feared invasion was inevitable. Rather than meekly await their fate, they decided to strike the first blow. Yet as they fought on and on, the old idea of peace drifted further and further away. Only after the disaster at Saktural and their withdrawal to the mountains did they come to understand. The peace we envisioned had been ours for the taking all along. It was here in the place which birthed us, here in the stones upon which we recorded our days, here in this tranquil life we had traded for conquest and conflict.
When you do nothing but fight, it can blind you to what's right before your eyes.
And so we return to the present. I trust you found this brief history of our people enlightening.
I'm always glad to learn more about my fellow Turali, how you've lived until now, and how you wish to live from now on.
Then I believe you are ready to proceed. The High Luminary bids you meet him upon the summit of Vurkur Surmur.
I had a feeling we'd end up scaling that big old mountain. Well, it's a feat worthy of the name.
Follow the trail south of here to begin your ascent, but be wary. Beyond the entryway, the mountainside is home to ferocious beasts, both mundane and otherwise.
Dungeon time! We'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the warning and the lesson. Finally, we know where we're going, to the top of Vurkur Surmur.
Your genuine interest in our history is refreshing.
Oh, we have like some quests. Oh, there's a fate. Ha 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 ha. Gust, stop already. Nice. Why can't I do my thing? Hey, I got gold. Nice. Nice. I do kind of want to go play triple trial down here, but I guess we'll wait with that. Oh my goodness. Big storm coming. Oh, they're all fighting it already. Could sneak in a quick march on session 2. I think the problem with marching in this game is that it takes a long time. You have to like wait for people and you can't leave. I remember reading some horror stories about that. There's no AI. I think there is. I think I heard they play very slowly or something. Or like the average time for a marcher match, like 30 minutes or something like that. I haven't actually tried it myself, so I might be wrong. It's just what I heard. What I hear, feel, think. It's a full game, it's gonna be 30 minutes, yeah, that's a lot of time. Well, the dread serpent, Durasur gears, slippers across the raging temperatures, wreaking havoc upon the lands as the wind dies down. Only that nobles and warriors can contend with the so-called Storm Rider and live in their rebel. Oh. Also, we're probably already gonna end up spending like 100 hours playing this game this week. Well, 70 maybe. I don't know if we want to add more time to that.
Ah, I know you. You are a member of the Third Promise's retinue, as I recall, and strong for your size besides. I would ask a favor then. Could you pick 3 Larth Torthoth violets and bring them to me? The field's monstrous plants and their pollen are more than my nose can bear, and no one wants drippy flowers, at very least I do not. Perfect timing, visitor. Have you any interest in little trial of strength? I have here a builder stone, freshly cut and shaped by yours truly. MSU carry it into Northwestern Proof, where my good friend awaits. That is, unless, well, a Hokhu like myself could lift it with ease. But I worry that it might be too heavy for your kind. Are you up to the task, little one?
Oh my god. Did you actually see the sunlight being moved by the stone? This was my freshman year in uni. You did this in your freshman year in uni? All the kids who pledged to frats had to carry a brick for a month? The hell? What the hell, Sika? What the frickin' F? Ach, who? You could ask them about it too, and they had to tell you the brick's name and backstory. People. Well, I'm glad they were role-playing and enjoying it, though.
Ah, the Builder Stone has arrived at last. I'm grateful, of course, but also confused. How did it end up in your hands? What? You mean to tell me that lazy oaf foisted his work onto you? Ugh, these stones are miserable to carry, even for us, so I can only assume he tricked you into it somehow. On his behalf, I offer my sincerest apologies. Still, you didn't seem to have much difficulty at all. You know, if I were you, I'd march right back to him and say, "Don't underestimate me."
Wait, I finished the quest, but I have to do a /me thing anyway?
Ah, a moment if you would, visitor. You see, I was en route to deliver pigment from Warlar's Echo to Sentinel just ahead. But fool that I was, I let my guard down and when monsters attacked, I had no choice but to flee for my life, abandoning my rations and even my precious cargo. The bees can have the food for all I care, but that pigment is essential for the repairs of our cave murals. Thus I ask, no, I beseech you, go and retrieve the jar of pigment I left behind near the sunken stars.
Oh, authentic tree rating up here? Gotcha.
You there, by my reckoning, you look to be precisely the sort of seasoned warrior we need right now. Not far from these ruins, there are craters where the heat of Algarmanda's scorching devastation yet linger, attracting swarms of elder flints. If left unchecked, these rock-like creatures will feed on the flames there until they explode. A gathering of flints could incite a chain reaction with greater potential for harm. Normally, we stamp them out on sight, but they have begun to multiply faster than we can rout them, and we are regrettably short-handed. Thus did I devise a means to impede their proliferation. Would you weaken the elder flints swarming the craters and sprinkle this warding water upon them, if it's not too much to ask, of course?
Dude, if we had like an eternal flame in real life, that would be like an infinite power source, right?
We can just pour water on that bitch
And make power forever. Hook here. I'm not gonna walk Logan today because his paws are still. He has some like a chafing sore still. But I'll probably just play with him instead. So I won't be gone for like an hour. I'll be gone for like 15 minutes whenever in like I don't know, an hour or so probably. Just let Logan get to play some Final Fantasy for exercise. Well, I mostly walk him because he likes to be walked. Oh, I'm supposed to do this. What about the other dogs though? Don't they need to be walked? Well, I only walk Alpha. And Alpha's an old lady, so... And I'm only obligated to walk Logan. Logan's my only dog. I only walk Alpha because I like her. Lux and Bella, yeah, hey, not my problem. I do not own those dogs. It ain't my responsibility to walk them, unfortunately. Oh my god, he's bursting, he's booming. That's a Dr. Disrespect reference.
I imagine this task is quite daunting for a puny visitor like you.
Oh, you know, the slash me thing. Slash me.
Huh, what's with that smirk on your face? Surely you didn't actually carry that miserable heavy stone all the way there. What? You did? Well, now it seems I indeed underestimated you, and that is worthy of an apology. First, you should know that the stone you carried was urgently needed to repair a number of graves damaged in a devastating storm not long ago. When you passed by, I merely thought to have some fun with an outsider. I did not realize I would be disrespecting a fellow warrior of great strength. Henceforth, I will not think so lightly of our visitors. Now, there are more stones that must be taken to their proper place, and I intend to do the rest of heavy lifting myself.
We knew this if I make to in October, nice. I do want to do maybe I'll try like I'm gonna try to do some morning streams for Final Fantasy 7 remake for my replay of that. Maybe I'll do some morning streams for like Alan Wake 2 the final draft. So we can kind of get that out of the way so I understand what's going on in the story before I forget everything about it.
Welcome back. The pick went well, I take it.
Because we're 100% not be able to play that before October.
Thank you for obliging me. I wanted to get flowers for my grandmother, and these are one of her favorites. We have a tradition of carving symbols of our favorite things on our graves. You see, hers has a flower for each of the 4 seasons, so I've been giving her a few of each throughout the year. Well, I'd better get these to the grandmother before they wilt. Take this as a token of my thanks.
I feel like it doesn't seem like they're doing this, but I feel like with a game like Alan Wake 2, just like with like Resident Evil 4, if they just made like a survival mode, I feel like that would add a little longevity and value to the game, because I think people really like those things. I don't think that's what the last DLC is going to be, though, but I guess it's possible.
The pain has receded in the time you were away, if only a little. Have you found the pigment? Yes, this is it. Full glad am I to see it again, and with nary a crack in the jar, this will be a great use to the repair efforts. While these particular minerals are shielded from the sun and other elements, they still fade with time, and so require regular upkeep. I had intended to take part in the repair myself, but youch! I'm afraid I must first tend to my wounds at Sentinel.
I assume Remedy is ready to just finish their Alan Wake 2 development and kind of move on to other projects.
Forgive me, I thought I would observe your progress from a safe distance, but I see now that my plan was a success. You see, our warding water is collected from the sacred depths of Karvarhur the First. It has the power to greatly diminish fire energy stored within an elder flint. Subsequently, those imbued with water don't explode so much as fizzle out. In this way, not only the comparatively less dangerous creatures will be allowed to multiply safely. So long as we continue our regular exterminations, we no longer live in fear of large-scale explosions. Now, please accept a small payment for your assistance.
I'll make the already seems to be a pretty good money earner for them, so I don't think it's made back his money yet, but it sold way faster than the other Remedy game, so they'll probably soon be like doing just net positive with that thing. Nice. I hope they're like their Lifesavers game is good. It would be nice for them to just get like a steady source of income from a good game. If I'd known we'd be climbing Vorkur Surmur, I might have not raced up and down all those trails. My feet are killing me. This thin mountain air is going to be the death of me. Oh, I'm the wrong class. God damn it. How long have you been standing there? I was just taking in the scenery, all. Come on, we don't want to fall too far behind Alfino and the others. No! Oh, thank the Lord. Oh, I can't even do this. Oh yeah, okay, I can't finish the quest as the Gunbreaker. Yeah. This is dungeon time, 100%. I fear I won't be of much use to you as a guide past this point. Even in Tuliolal there is precious little written about the sacred peak of Vorkur Surmur. Beyond whimsical poetry, that is. I cast a rejuvenating spell on Vuklamat. Even our indomitable third promise is feeling the strain of these slopes. The true size of the mountain is never more apparent than when you're standing right at its foot. Ah, that looks so good. I hope we come across the Bakuljaja on our way to the summit. We still owe him for our troubles he caused us in Kusamauka. You remember how the chroniclers was saying that the more they fought, the further away they moved from the idea of peace? It occurs to me that Suralja is attempting to defeat of proof, then he will have heard the same lesson. I can only hope that that it's made him reconsider his own stance on educating people through war. Hoist? Maybe?
Gods, that is one tall mountain. And we're supposed to climb it?
Assface man.
Farther. Komar.
Means you all the way to...
Tuli
I don't know.
Orlu.
Never seen this little FBL about this.
Rogar.
We already fought one of these guys for a fate.
He's speaking the old Yokhui tongue. The words are difficult to catch.
Though your words are crude and cumbersome, I use them for your benefit. You are a claimant in this right of succession.
That's right.
Then, if you die, Tuliola loses a potential ruler.
That's a dark thing to say, friend. I get the feeling you don't share the opinions of the other Yokhui we've met.
We do not grovel before Gulul Jaja like those shameless lapdogs. My brethren and I are conquerors, and we will restore our people to their rightful place as Tural's overlords.
The Giants have their own factions too, it seems.
You think your kin weak for showing deference to my father, but they do not follow the man. It is his peace they respect, a peace they always wanted, which they realized could be had right here.
Justifications of the craven. They turn their gaze from our ancestors, from the dream we kept alive for 1,000 years and more. They are unworthy of bearing our legacy. I will reclaim the glory of our people.
Their eyes look so so detailed, it's insane.
Our ascension begins with the death of the third promise.
Stop! I don't want to fight you!
Then die on your knees. Opportunistic vermin seek to feast on us, do you? Get down here! Your neck will be the first I snap this day!
That's right.
Should Alvino do this? There we go.
Why do you help us?
I didn't put much thought into it. My legs were moving before I knew what was happening. I suppose I feared you'd die before we had the chance to get to know each other. Before I could learn more about you.
To what end?
Oh, that's simple. If we're to share the land, it's the best way for us to become friends. How is he?
He'll live. Not quite ready to walk under his own strength, however.
They look way bigger than this cutscenes.
If you could stay and tend to him, the rest of us will continue on to Wokor Zormor.
Understood. Be careful up there.
This changes nothing. We will not forsake our conquest.
As you like. You want to kill me, you're welcome to try. But right now, you might want to worry about your comrade.
On a mountain of that size, there are bound to be creatures even I've never heard of. I'll trust you to lead the way.
Then we climb. Grufurlor is waiting.
How's our 14 been today? Been pretty good. The only daunting thing is that I streamed 12 hours Friday, 12 hours Saturday, like 8 hours yesterday, and then got to 12 hours today, and we're on level 93 quests out of 100. We're like maybe 30% through the story. But it's good. It's a lot of reading though. Like every time I play games like this, I'm just like, man, I just wish they voiced everything. Like there has to be a way we could just voice everything. Even if you have to use AI, just voice everything, please. They did it for Baldur's Gate. If they can do it for Baldur's Gate, they can probably do it for Final Fantasy 14 too. You don't think this will make us friends? Incoming, I bet. Called it, kinda. Yeah, her superpower, Vuklamat's superpower, is making everyone her friend though. That's her thing. Chips are good. I just wanted something to like nom on. Yeah, it's just like the one thing I look forward to seeing in Baldur's Gate 3 is just if everything's voiced, that was sick. That'd be really, really good. That's the one precedent I would want in all games. Just like if it's gonna be voiced, just voice everything. Like I don't know what the logistics are. I have no idea. I don't actually know like what the problem is. But just do it. Just figure it out. We can figure it out. So the voice acting already sounds weird, like not complete AI, but I don't know. In this, the delivery of some stuff in Final Fantasy can be a little bit peculiar. Like everything is delivered in a very specific way in these games. But a lot of that has to do with the fact that you can actually like pause. Every line is delivered individually for some things. Because you can turn off automatic voice or line progression, right? So that means that every line is delivered one after the other. Joker pulses, yeah, those pulses are because there is a pulse there. Like you can physically pulse the game at that point. Still prefer VA over text any day. It depends a bit on the game for me, of course. Like I'm not like there are some games where text is fine. It's just for games like this that are very, very story heavy, where you're like interacting with other characters and they have good voice actors. It's like I just like I wonder what the problem is. I guess the problem is the fact that this game is voiced in like 6 different languages, and then you need 6. So you need, you know, all these voice actors for all these 6 different languages to voice all of these lines. But I 100% feel like for most games, especially games like this, if you voice everything, you will make that money back 100%. That will keep so many more people playing the game and enjoying it. I will tend to this one's wounds. Go ahead with the others.
I set out to kill Tuliola's favorite daughter this day. To be aided by her instead was unexpected. I will not harm you or yours until this debt is repaid.
I feel like that's the biggest, I feel like that's the biggest takeaway from Baldur's Gate 3. I think a lot of people have a lot of different takeaways from it, but I think the biggest takeaway is that if you voice the game completely, a lot of people are gonna play it. Because that's just such a huge barrier that no one wants to cross. No, like a lot of people don't want to read. Some people do, but a lot of people don't want to. Let's see. As I've said before, I'm no fighter. I'll follow from a distance and keep well out of your way. Aaron Villy? Oh, he's gonna turn into a fighter, huh? Aaron Will's gonna reveal his true fight. I mean, look at him. Aaron Will gives off really hardcore Gunbreaker vibes, right? We'll be seeing you soon, Gurfurlur. That bird must roost somewhere in the mountain. We'll need to be wary of the skies as well. Well, I didn't mind guarding Aaronville in the river. I look forward to swinging a blade on the front lines this time. Yeah, Aaronville gives us hardcore... He looks like Gaius a little bit. Like, I could say Gaius, I can see Gaius wearing that outfit for sure. For real, for real. Oh, we don't have any choice here. Urkur Surmur. How do we not see these? Maybe I did, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I do think AI voicing things is gonna be huge in the future, and I welcome it as long as it's used appropriately. Like use it for side characters, that use it for additional dialogue, whatever. Great. Same 100%, yeah. Like I've already played with the AI voice mod in World of Warcraft, and it's great. Like it messes up some words sometimes. It doesn't sound as good as regular voice acting, but I would take that over no voice acting any day of the week. And I think another part too is that with like generative AI, you could probably save a lot of space too, because you could probably just have some of it be like generated, like algorithmically or whatever, I assume. So you wouldn't necessarily need to pack in, you know, 80 gajillion voice lines in different languages, but you could maybe just pack it in and then like generate it or whatever. Might be a thing we can do in the future. Good point, lower files. So yeah, maybe, but it depends on like I don't know how you do that, because I know in the World of Warcraft thing, what they do is they pre-generate the voice lines. So they pre-generate them, then they give you those voice lines. But I assume that uses less space because those mods are not big, and we're talking about like, I think the mod is like a gigabyte or something, and it's voicing literally thousands of lines, like tens of thousands of lines of dialogue. You know what would actually be crazy? Because the way this generation works, right, is that with the World of Warcraft thing, what you can do is you can add your own voices. Like people have made voices from streamers and stuff, so you can be like, oh, you know, I want my favorite streamer's voice instead, and people can make that with that mod. Like you can just add in your own your preferred voice. What would actually be crazy in the future is if you could do that with your favorite voice actors. Like the game's just like, you know, upload your voice file, like your voice actor thing here. Like you can buy like a voice actor file or whatever from a website. That would be sick, dude. And then you would have the arguments of like, well, I use this voice actor, or this voice actor sounds really good as this character. And you're like, I guarantee that's gonna be a thing in the future. We're like, oh, I had Troy Baker voice this dude, and it's really good. And like, oh, well, I used Matthew Mercer instead, and he was actually really good as this character. And then you'll have like pirated voice actor files. I guarantee that's gonna be a thing. I think that might be a gajillion dollar idea, so I'm gonna copyright that real quick too, just for future reference. I won't do anything with the copyright, but I have copyrighted it. We're just gonna use variants of Enda for my entire game. I mean, for real though, right? I mean, the crazy part is that to make a good AI voice, you need like one line. Like, if I mute a game and I say like a sentence, I'm like, what's that sentence that has the quick dog jumps over the brown fence or whatever? Like, if I say that and it's clear and there's no background noise, that's all you need for a good AI voice sample. Literally all you need. Which is kind of crazy. What is it, the quick brown fox? Something like that. I do think the reluctance, like we talked about this before, but I do think the reluctance of AI is pretty good, because it is something that can like be pretty drastic if you don't monitor it closely. I don't think AI will ever be a full replacement of people in creative spaces ever. Not unless we make them sentient somehow, right? At which point, you know, that's a different thing to talk about. But it can never be used to cut a lot of corners that we don't want. Thing about sentience, they can't create, they can only imitate. Yeah, And that's the big thing about AI right now, right? Like, people are really upset about AI because it's because of copyright stuff. But I'm very much under the impression that AI is just a tool right now that people use. The same as any other tool you would use, like Photoshop is a tool, right? And Photoshop has always used a lot of generative techniques. And people have any problems with that. And I would think the same about AI right now. Like, AI right now is a tool that people use. Anything generated by an AI requires a human to generate it, right? The AI can only like produce something that a human has told it to produce. Oh. Oh, gotcha. But almost not the money in the end. The VAs are worried about their pockets, which is fair. Yeah, I mean, they, I don't know, like the voice acting stuff. The voice actors haven't been a little bit too loud about it, but I think more about like the AI art. For artists are like really up in arms about it, which feels a little bit hypocritical to me to an extent, I guess. For both artists and for voice actors, AI is never going to be able to take their jobs, right? Unless it's sentient, because ultimately, what you want with artists and with voice actors is a performance. An AI can't do a performance, right? An AI can imitate a performance, but they can't do a performance. Surprised that AI generated music isn't making more waves. I feel like that could be a pretty huge deal. Yeah, the AI generated music is interesting. It's still a little bit scuffy, but it's interesting for sure. I tried AI music, but it costs a lot of input to get decent results. Yeah, at the moment there's a rap song about how bold Enda is floating out there somewhere in the AI servers. Oh yeah, I was saying that the what you want with both voice actors and with artists is the creative side, right? You want them to create something. With a voice actor, wants a performance, and the AI can't do the performance, right? Like I could tell an AI to replicate Troy Baker as Joel from The Last of Us, but I couldn't do that without Troy Baker playing Joel. I couldn't tell the AI to be Troy Baker from The Last of Us if he never was in The Last of Us. You would never get that same performance. You would never get the same like the same value out of that, right? It would be very cheap, but it wouldn't be very good. Oh, I got a new item, I think there. Nice. And the same for AI art, right? Like AI art requires an artist to actually make it good. Usually, it requires an artist to kind of know how. It requires an artist to know what prompts to use to actually produce something useful from the AI. And then it usually requires an artist to actually like comb over it and like change it and make details more clear. Like we're never gonna get to a point where you just push the AI button and then it just does the AI thing and then you get perfect art out of it. Unless it's sentient, again. What if you tell the AI to reproduce Troy Baker's pretending to be Pedro Pascal? I mean, it can do that, but it won't be good. It's not going to be the same thing as if Troy Baker had done it, right? Which is what you're paying Troy Baker for. A big thing about voice acting in particular is that a lot of people probably don't consider much, is that usually they're not paying for the voice, they're paying for the performance, right? Like, if I wanted Troy Baker for my game, I would be paying for Troy Baker. Not for his voice, but because I want him to be, like, there to add character to my characters, to add more than there was before, right? a huge part of the of Last of Us, of what makes that game good, is all the things that the actors added to that, right? All the bits of themselves they put into their performances. Troy Baker's performance in FC4 was insane. I wish it didn't turn out to be a semi-nut job. I miss watching retro replays. What is FC4? Far Cry, oh, okay. I haven't played that. The villain, Pagan Min, okay. Yeah, I mean, Troy Baker is very far up his own ass. There's no doubt about that. He sniffs his own farts a lot. And that's a lot of artists, right? A lot of artists get like that. They're just kind of like, part of the life, I guess. He's so good at what he does, so yeah. But I don't have any problem with that. Like, if he wants to be far up his ass, I don't care. As long as he does good performances, whatever. It doesn't change anything for me. Thankfully, our Lord and Savior Nolan has stayed down here with us mortals. Yeah, Nolan North is very down to earth. He doesn't sniff his own farts. You caught up. Bah, that was unintended. I mean, unattendedly kill those creatures. You'll have to find another path. Think of it as an added test of your resourcefulness. But yeah. I just think the AI art thing is weird because it's like calling it stealing feels weird to me, because if you went to any artist ever that has worked on anything, if I went to like the Final Fantasy offices and I looked at their computers, they will 100% have art from other people there that they use as inspiration and like that gives them inspiration, which is a very normal thing, right? But then if he perfectly replicate that inspiration with like an AI tool, then it's stealing. Despite the fact that the AI isn't directly using anything, right? It's not directly using any images ever saved. It's not it can't perfectly replicate anything because it doesn't know it exists. Some of them don't, I should say. The good ones. Some of them do, which is stealing, I would say. What has been will be again, what has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Some part of the Bible, probably. It's like a quote from a video game. I just had an idea for like a thought experiment for like how far it can go without it being stealing with AI. Like, if I have a picture and I program an AI to take that picture and to just turn it into something else, is that stealing? If I make an AI paint a picture with voice commands, is that stealing? Like if it's the exact same picture? I wonder how far you have to go before it's like oh no now it's stealing. It has enabled me to make low effort memes without paying an artist $30 a pop. Yeah, which is a big thing, right? That's the part I find weird, because there's a lot of like anti-copyright, anti-capitalist people that are upset about AI art. But AI art is like enabling people, regular people with no capacity for art, to participate in art, right? That's like the crazy part for me. It's like that I, as someone who would love to be able to draw things, who doesn't have the time to learn to draw it, and no capacity for it really, I can now actually like create art, you know? Which feels like it's kind of like enabling everyone to be artists. There was a big thing with that, with some guy that made the game. I don't remember the name of the game, but he said that like culture shouldn't just be for rich people or whatever. Culture shouldn't just be for the wealthy, I think he said. I don't remember his quote. He was talking about people pirating his game. I was like, hey, you know, if you can't afford a game pirated, culture shouldn't just be for the wealthy. I feel the same about AI art. Like, should only people with access to like super advanced like drawing tools and a lot of time to like learn how to draw, should they be the only people allowed to like draw things? Damn, that was cool. Cool transition above the clouds. And I get the plight, right? I understand the plight. I understand the idea that like you worked real hard on something and now suddenly that thing might be available to a lot of people. And a lot of like bad artists will suffer from this, right? Because good artists will always have a customer base because they're really good at what they do. They're the peak of the peak. But then like everyone that can produce art that's equivalent to AI art, they're screwed. All those people are just screwed, right? Because who's gonna pay to deal with some artists when you can just go have an AI do it instead, right? No one. Recipe for only crappy emote makers? Yeah, for sure. Okay. Oh. Okay, I've seen so many people who have websites for their commissions, but their art is undeniably mid. Yeah, but this is like the this is the thing about art though, right? Which is kind of like why I think AI art is probably a good thing. The thing about art is that there is an insane demand for art. There's a lot of people out there that want art. They want things drawn for them. They want things created for them. They have ideas for things. They want characters for their tabletop games. There's an insane demand, which cannot be met. Like it just cannot be met. Impossible to meet, and that's why there's so many like quote unquote mid artists out there that get a lot of work, right? Because the demand is so huge that if you want one of the better artists, you're talking about waiting for 5 months, 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year on a wait list, and then you have to wait a couple months to get your art, and then your art's going to cost you $1,000 or something, right? An insane amount of money, because that's how huge the demand is for some of these people. And then that trickles down, right? And then some people settle for less and less like good artists, quote unquote. Because you just want art, and at some like if you just want art and you can't afford to pay a lot of money for it, then you have to settle for someone that can actually make the art you want, even if you have to make a compromise. And then the question just becomes how much you want to compromise. Like, how much are you willing to take away from your vision in order to get it done, right? And that's kind of where the balance between like a regular artist and AI comes in, where you can say, well, you want exactly what you're thinking of, but you want it to look kind of like not exactly what you want. Well, then a regular artist is probably better. You want something that's like maybe not exactly what you wanted, but it might look pretty decent. AI art might be pretty good for that. The process of being farmer. Do you mean like the process of getting the art? Because I was going to talk about that next. Is that what you mean? Like the process of like... Yes. Yeah, I was just about to talk about that. Commissioning artists is also literally the worst thing in the world. First of all, you'll be lucky to find an artist that will... most artists nowadays will just have like a set like, I'll give you one sketch. You get one sketch, maybe you get like... And then you get like the final thing, and maybe you can change like 2 things on it or something. That's usually what you get from an artist. And then, oh, I leveled up. Increase the potency of Twin Snake, Demolish, Enduring Kick, and 6 Shadow Star by 780. Okay. And a new action. No, that's for 96, I think. You, this is where else for artists, but you contact an artist, you're like, this is what I want. You give them like a rough idea, and then they will give you a sketch usually. And this process might take weeks, depending on the artist. Like, you have no real well to take. It could take weeks. So now you've done that, you get a sketch, you're like, okay, this isn't exactly what I wanted, but this is what I want to change. Now they start drawing on it, and then they'll give you another sketch usually. That's what most good artists do. They give another sketch. Like here's my sketch. Here's the finished work. I'm just gonna finish it now, and then they finish it eventually, and that's like the process. This can take weeks or months depending on the artist. Some artists will be like, oh, I don't feel like drawing now or whatever. Like, oh, you know, like I'm depressed or whatever it is, right? And then and that's if you're lucky. Then you eventually get your art. Some people just won't deliver. They just won't give you your thing. Some people draw something completely different and be like, hey, this is what you wanted, right? Some people will steal. They'll just be like, oh yeah, I drew this, and it's not that they're drawing. They have no ownership over it. It's something they sold for someone else. They'll half-ass it, just draw something completely fucked. Like their artist page might be filled with their best things ever, the best things they've ever drawn that they spent like, you know, months and months on, while their actual art, that is, you know, their art that they give to you, which is spent like 2 days on, it's way worse. Not quite what you wanted. It's super awkward. It's like going to a barber, you just gotta smile and be like, looks good, yeah. That's the worst part. After all the struggle, end up unsatisfied. Yeah, and that's the compromise I talked about, right? It's a compromise between, you know, you can go to an artist, you can maybe like maybe get something like you wanted, but it doesn't exactly fit it, or you can go to like an AI, and maybe it also won't look exactly like it. But then at least you didn't pay for it and spend like weeks talking to someone, right?
Ah, chef! Alla kopi! Där är loggen!
And I really want to walk him today, but I feel like I shouldn't because of his pulse. See, someone was agreed to make me an intro song for my stream, and I felt like an asshole saying it wasn't quite what I wanted from it. Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of something you just have to do, right? You just have to be like, okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. Using AI to rapidly iterate, and when I get 9% of the way there, I can hire an artist. Yeah, that's a good use for it, right? That's a really good use for it. Like, using AI art to be like, this is what I want. Like, and a huge component of that too, right, is that this will also work in business, right? Right? Like, I might not be an artist. Let's say I'm working in the game. Let's say I'm working for Final Fantasy 14. I'm a lead designer for something, but I'm not an artist. I'm like, okay, I can see this thing in my head. I know exactly what it looks like. Then I go to the AI thing. I typed it in. I'm like, bup, 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 and I go to the artist. I'm like, here's like 10 AI arts. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Like, I'm looking for something like this. Like, oh, cool. I'm gonna start working on that immediately, right? I was gonna say that the other huge problem with regular artists is the scams. There's a lot of people that do art scams out there, which Twitch streamers have a lot of knowledge about, right? Like all the art scammers are coming to chat all the time. Are like, hey, do you need art for your stream? There's so many scammers out there, and it can be really hard to weed out the real people from the non-real people, or the scam artists from the non-scam artists. Because a lot of artists can seem kind of scammy with the way they deal with things, right? Because they have long waiting times. They might not communicate back and forth with you. You can go weeks not getting a reply, so you're like, oh, sorry, I was busy. I'm working on your thing right now. You can now spend like a lot of money on someone, and they just want to deliver. And they might be a scammer. They might just be someone that, like, you know, picked up too much, like didn't know what they were doing. It's impossible to tell. Streamer Watch went through the same thing, but he couldn't bring us to the same notes, so we had to listen to a cringe fake Lord of the Rings type song for months. It wasn't even anything bad, it was great in fact, I'm just such a perfectionist, that's fair. Ikke skjegg på potene. Nei. Ikke noe skjegg på potene. Det er derfor du ikke får tur, vet du. As we started, just dum-da, pew. Pew. Wait, did I forget to loot the chest back there? No, I didn't. Keep that. I should probably keep most of this, honestly. Yeah, I should actually probably keep most of this. Well, but that's also why you don't want to ask your friends for things, right? That's why I've never asked a friend to create art for me outside of it being free. That's why for my emails I'm like, hey, if you want to make this, I'll pay you for it, but like, I have to like it. Somehow we have a lot of good emails anyway, though. Somehow that happened. I only paid Doin's for his. I did ask others to pay for theirs, but they haven't said I should, so... So the lesson we learned there is that Doin's is greedy. That's a takeaway from that lesson. Which probably means he's a capitalist. We already knew that. Okay, yeah, well. I think I'll risk it for a biscuit and walk log in. Because I really want to walk in. We'll do it after his dungeon. Does Logan want to be walked? Oh yeah. Oh yes. But Logan wants to be walked no matter what. There was a period where Logan was really, really ill, like he was literally dying. Like, unironically, he was dying. And he still wanted to be walked every day. Like, I will know when Logan is, like, deathly ill based on whether or not he wants to be walked or not. Like, if Logan one day is like, I don't want to walk, then I'm like, okay, there's something seriously wrong here. Logan doesn't care if it's raining, if it's thundering, if it's hailing, if it's snowing, he doesn't care. He wants to walk. He loves walks. Literally his favorite thing in the entire world. World War 3 breaks out, we walk. Yes, 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna use some AI art for my. I'm gonna try out some AR generators for for my new campaign, just to see if I can like get it to work and look decent enough for me, which I hope I can, because that would be very nice. Because I'm like the amount of art you need for like a Pathfinder campaign, we're talking about like hundreds of pictures. Like ain't no way I'm gonna be able to pay someone for hundreds of pictures. AI map generator. I don't need that. I can make maps. I'm good enough to make maps. Making maps is cool. I just need like other art. I can't like draw people. My AI map generator is gonna be big though.
I am Gulfulur, Elector of the Dawn
Damn.
Servant. Prepare to be tested.
Tasted. He's especially big. Yeah, this guy's a big boy. I don't know why they wouldn't make all of them this big though. Weird little area, but okay.
Chronicles of it.
Let's give them a
Resound the fury of erupting beasts.
Oh. 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 No!